From Nashville, Tennessee, Inside the Noize podcast with your host, Jenna Heidman. Here's Jenna.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see about that.
All right, welcome to Inside the Noize. We're back, and today in the studio we have Logan Tucker with us.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Doing good here in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah, better than Texas?
Do I have to answer that question? No, it's not better than Texas, but
No.
not much is. So
Yeah.
it's a close second.
It's a nice second.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay, so each week on the podcast, just kind of break into things. We do make some noise, stop that noise. So like a good week, bad week. Something good that happened, something bad that happened.
Sure.
That you want to like make some noise about, and you want to stop that noise.
I'm trying to think here, like as far as music goes, or just
anything.
anything.
Like I can go first if you need me to.
Yeah, go for it.
I have a
Yeah,
stop
yeah.
that noise. It rained in Nashville. I went to go work out this morning, and it took me so long at 6:30 in the morning to get to the gym. Like, how does that happen? Don't know.
It's terrible.
Stop that noise, Nashville traffic. Make some noise. I saw Cody Johnson this weekend, and he's one of my favorite Texas
Amazing.
artists. So make some noise about that. It was awesome.
Absolutely. All right, well, I got one. Yeah, so last month I was in Vegas, NFR.
I
8
was
days.
there.
You were there?
I was there for 14 days.
Wow. So I can't really, I feel like I shouldn't tell the story now then.
No.
Well, I got back and I got sick. So I've been sick all month. I ended up getting the
Ooh.
flu 2 weeks ago.
I
was
had
in
it
Austin
last week.
Yeah. So stop that noise,
Yep.
right? I'm just ready for the heat to come back. Some good stuff. I mean, it's been kind of dead here lately, but gosh. This is the part you're going to have to edit because
Like,
I thought
there's
I was
no
prepared
good
for this.
stuff.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's
Dang
always
it.
good stuff. I mean, yeah. Geez. See, I told you I went over this stuff, but I didn't. God, I should have went to that Cody Johnson concert. I could have used that one. But
You should have. I mean, it was technically Miranda Lambert's concert.
That's right.
But I did go with Royal Lynn, and we did leave a little early.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
His Cody's manager came in. So I work at a boot store here in Nashville, Lou Casey.
Okay.
So Howie came in.
Oh, yeah.
And his wife bought some boots for me this weekend. So that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Kind of
that is cool.
kind of a cool thing,
Yeah.
right? So, super nice people, but they were all telling me about the concert, and so I feel bad. One, I feel bad I didn't know what was happening,
Yeah.
because obviously I should know something like that. But two, I heard really good things about it. So
It was great. It was good. It was nice to have like a little like Texas country and see Cody on a
Absolutely.
bigger stage.
yeah, it was weird. I was listening to one of the rock stations here. One of my presets, I got like a rock station set, and they were talking about the show last night, and they were like, "Yeah, this kid Cody Johnson opened up for him," and they were like, he's so powerful, man. He's gonna be something. I was like, that's so freaking cool. Like
It is
another
cool.
Texan, just like
It's crazy because he has been around for so long and so
Right.
big in like the Texas rodeo world scene.
Absolutely.
But like everyone at these new shows with Miranda are gonna be like, this guy's awesome and he's
Yeah.
new, and like he's gonna get so many new fans just
so
from
much bigger.
opening the show.
Absolutely.
Which I was a little disappointed because it was a shorter set, so he didn't play a ton of songs.
Yeah.
And I like his old stuff, so he played a lot of new
Right.
stuff. And
Right.
I love the new album, but he missed out on a lot of the old
stuff
yeah.
that like all his like OG fans are
like waiting for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Well, I guess as an artist, you got to kind of keep moving on. You got to put the new stuff out there.
Right.
So,
I mean, I guess, and then if they like him, they'll probably dive into some of the older stuff and
right.
see some of
Because
that.
he's got like 4 or 5 other albums or something.
Yeah.
Before he signed or whatever. So.
And none of them are bad.
No.
I'll go back and listen to them. I'm like, all right, this was good. His
Absolutely.
first and second one, I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, these were strong albums.
Yeah, it was weird. I remember because I'm from just south of Austin, Texas, and I'd be driving down in Austin or something. He'd be playing at like Midnight Rodeo, Cody Johnson on the little
Yeah.
marquee or whatever. But it's pretty cool to see where he is now and all that.
Yeah, it's really
So,
cool. Okay, so
Absolutely.
we'll kind of dive into you and your story. You said you're
Sure.
from Texas.
Mm-hmm. Texas. Little town called Rockney, Texas. No one really knows where that's at, so I
No.
say Bastrop, and then I say Austin.
Okay, so I've been to
So-
Bastrop before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
What were
used
you
to
doing
work
in B-Town.
Warrior Dashes, the mud runs.
Oh, yeah.
And they would do one in Bastrop each year, so we would go and stay out there for a week. And
Funny fact, so that's on Highway 20.
Okay.
If you're turning down 71 on the Highway 20, you're headed towards Rockney, actually.
Okay.
I actually went to that one day, and like I was headed back. I was in school. I
Yeah.
was still
It was on
going to
Rusty's
college.
Ranch.
That's
the horse
exactly.
ranch.
Yep.
So much fun.
That's it. That's crazy.
He always liked to make us like tacos and make us stay for dinner one
Yeah.
night instead of going out. So cool.
I went there, and I was on my headed. It was a Sunday. I was headed back to went to school in Stephenville at Tarleton State, so I was
Okay.
headed back to school, and I just stopped in, and there was like, I just remember this massive pile of muddy shoes. Just,
Yeah.
I guess they give those to charity when they're
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, you're like, yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
That's what they tell us. Yeah.
Well, we would sometimes have the donation sponsor there, and like it would be someone's responsibility. And then other times people would just pile all their shoes in a pile, and then it'd be our job to get them to a dumpster.
Go through them.
The next day.
Oh, okay.
And that was the worst, like having to do that on Sunday morning. Like,
Oh, I'm sure.
And then we all flew out on Sunday night.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
That's so crazy. Yeah.
But
It's such
I
a
would
small world.
like to go to his ranch sometime and just hang out.
Yeah.
Instead of working a Warrior Dash, but
Yeah. There's like, that's right there. It's like probably 10 minutes from where I grew up.
okay.
Right there it's out kind of in the country, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember that, like, what are all these people doing here? When it, like,
When really there's probably
It's-
nothing ever there.
well, it's such a small town. Like, everyone is going to be talking about what's going on, you know?
Yeah.
Even just something like, you know, the mud run's obviously grown since then, but, you know, that was, I don't know, 8 years ago probably,
Oh dang.
if not longer. So,
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
there the last two. It was fun, and then I would make everyone because like Warrior Dash is a weird thing. They're not around anymore. They actually
Really?
closed down this year.
Oh, wow.
Which is crazy. But like we work with people from all over. So it's like these guys from Illinois, and then it's like this girl from North Carolina, these guys from like New York, and like we all somehow end up in this group working this event together, and we're all like we would never have talked to each other or hung out if
yeah,
we were not
right.
forced to.
Sure.
And they were all awesome, but one day I was like, y'all, we have to go to Buc-ee's. And they're like,
oh my God.
they're like, Jenna, why
Buc-ee's.
do you want to take us to a gas station? Like, we rent these minivans. I'm like, everyone get in the minivan. We're
Yeah.
going to the gas
It's
station.
like you don't understand.
But it's like
more
45.
than a gas station.
No, there's one in Bastrop.
Yeah, there's a huge one in Bastrop.
Yeah. So we went and we spent like an hour there, and like they were tasting fudge and beef jerky.
Beef jerky.
And then they're like, Jenna, this place
brisket.
is amazing.
I mean,
and we all got lunch and like snacks for the plane and stuff. And I'm like, I told you guys, like, don't underestimate
Yeah.
a gas station.
well, if I'm going home, there's 3 stops.
Okay.
I'm going to Whataburger.
Yes.
Number 5, jalapenos. That's what I get.
I just had someone last night, which I don't think it's the same. It is the same, but they came back from Alabama and they dropped me off a number 5 jalapenos.
Yes, that's the
Literally left in my mailbox last night on their
Oh
way
my
back through
God.
town.
wow.
I got home. I was like, this is the best night ever. There's Whataburger in my mailbox.
That's freaking awesome. Yeah, Santa came early, like 11 months early. Yeah, so it's Whataburger and then HEB. You got to do me some shopping there, and then Buc-ee's for sure.
Okay. I've never been to an HEB, so maybe
God.
maybe me and Royal need to go when we go down
Yeah.
there and check it out. But we'll definitely do Whataburger.
Yeah.
She's never been to either. She's never been to Buc-ee's, so
Oh yeah,
we'll
You
take her
gotta check it
there.
out,
And
for sure.
we're going through Dallas down to San Antonio. So
Oh, yeah.
we'll hit one, I think.
Sure, absolutely. You'll
Yeah.
probably see a couple of them,
But,
but it's like the grocery shopping because they're like there's Kroger and Publix and stuff here, but
right. Not the same for
HEB's
you.
like they have their own brand of things like brisket, like whatever, and it's just like it. You can't. I don't know.
You can't beat
It's
it.
hard to explain. Yeah.
Those are only in Texas, maybe.
I'm not sure.
I've never seen them
It's
anywhere else.
definitely a Texas company.
Very
but,
Texas thing.
Yeah, I remember one time we were on the beach down in Port Aransas or Galveston, and every year there's a guy that's this Hispanic family. They walk up and down the beach and sell tamales, and we buy them every time they come by. And like these freaking, I think they were telling us HEB offered them like $1 million for the recipe, but then they
What?
couldn't sell them anymore. But they're like, no, we're
Oh,
good.
we'll just keep selling them up and down
Yeah,
the beach.
absolutely.
That's pretty
So
cool.
I think I want to say they do things like that. They'll like buy out recipes and stuff, and then they'll just exclusively sell it at the
Oh.
HEB. But yeah,
I did have another Texan the other day tell me that when he goes down, he does fill his entire carry-on with tortillas. He'll come back with like, because he said you just can't get the same ones here.
you can't.
He's like, I will bring an entire bag back and then
Yeah.
I'll freeze them. I'm like, what's wrong with you people?
Yeah,
But I just don't understand because I'm not from Texas. But
Well,
I'm like, I want to understand.
like that and like breakfast tacos. What's going on here?
I heard there was a good place in like North Nashville. I don't know what it's called, but someone's like, Jenna, you would like it. It's
Yeah.
very Texas, and they have the best breakfast tacos.
The thing that makes a taco is the tortilla.
Okay.
The tortilla and then the cheese. I mean, I don't know. Depending on like, they're just it's called Jalisco's back home in Bastrop.
Okay.
We grew up going there in the mornings before, high school, before class started and all that, like best breakfast tacos. And I can't find anything to match
Anything
it. So
close.
yeah, that's another thing I'll have to hit up when I go home. So
Yeah. Okay, so you're from Texas. How'd you get
Texas.
into music and start that?
yeah, so I guess I started playing guitar. I was a freshman in high school. I asked my mom, I was like, Mom, I want a guitar. Like, but I've always like kind of sang like in the shower, in the bathtub growing up, you know, probably as a lot of musicians do. And I just, you know, I remember every day I'd go home after football practice freshman year and just play on the guitar and just annoy my brothers and my mom and my family. And just kind of taught myself how to play. And then eventually I started like playing in my church back home. And it just kind of grew from there. I was working at a little burger joint there in Bastrop called the Roadhouse, and I worked there as well, and I'd play there on a Friday night, set up on their back porch, and just, you know, we'd have people come. I'd set up a little tip jar, and it just kind of spread throughout there. And then I guess late high school and then in college I started playing. I got a band. I got a full band together.
Okay.
And
were you playing and writing your own songs, or were you doing all covers?
No, I was doing mostly covers because like I play a lot of dance halls down there.
Right.
So like the dance hall thing, they want to hear something they can dance to. You got to be able to two-step, you know. But yeah, I started writing songs. I guess I wrote my first song when I was like 16.
Okay.
And
how good was it, you think?
Honestly, not that bad.
It wasn't that bad. Okay.
Yeah, you
Most
know
people
what?
are like that first song. They're like, no, it was terrible.
Surprisingly, it was not bad. You know, now since I moved up here, I've gotten a lot better at songwriting. But you know, looking back, you know, it's not. I even have people, whatever, you still sing that one song? It's called One More Chance. But I was like, you know what? I don't even know if I remember the lyrics to it. But, I mean, for my first song ever written, I think it's...
Pretty good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably a good, I don't know, on a grade scale, maybe a B. Maybe.
That's not bad.
No.
That's like up there.
That's passing.
Yeah. That's really passing.
Yeah. I'm probably just giving myself a little more credit than I should. But yeah, so I started playing... dance halls down in Texas. We do weddings, a bunch of weddings, things like that. And like I went to school in Stephenville, Texas, which is about 3 hours from where I grew up. So pretty much every weekend I was coming home for a gig. And then I played a lot in college, and then I started writing more, you know.
What were you going to college for?
So I grew up doing agriculture stuff. Like I was in 4-H and FFA. I showed... pigs, I showed chickens.
I once got second place in a dairy judging contest in
what?
FFA.
There you go.
They were very astonished that I did that well.
Oh, wow. Hey, that's
it was
awesome.
my secret talent.
Yeah. So tell me a fun fact. I got second place judging a dairy cow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And I think it was state. Like, I won like the whatever. I don't know how this worked really. But I won like the first round. They're like, well, we're sending you to state. And I'm like, oh, this will be exciting.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome. But, yeah, so... what were you talking about? School.
What were you going to school for? Agriculture.
So I grew up showing, you know, livestock, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I just kind of knew I wanted to get a degree somewhere. So I didn't, to be honest with you, it's going to sound really stupid. I didn't even know Tarleton existed because I was looking in SFA and Texas State and a couple other options. But my counselor, she knew I was like from the country and did all this stuff. And she's like, what about Tarleton State? I was like, yeah, sign me up. So
looks good.
I put a resume, got in. Me and my mom went and visited, and ended up going to school there, which was pretty cool. I mean, I've got really good friends. Actually, my roommate, he came down with his wife last weekend. I hadn't seen him in a while, but he was in a band. I don't know if you're familiar with a band called Six Market Boulevard at all, but they were really, you know, kind of blowing up there, doing a lot of the festivals down in Texas, and they ended up splitting up, but it was really cool to live with those guys, and I'd go travel with them sometimes on the weekends for a show, you know, if I didn't have nothing to do. Yeah. But yeah, so I started playing in college too. Music has always been there though, so like it's always been kind of in the front. But I got my degree.
So you finished college?
I got my degree, did the 5-year thing. Yeah, ended up doing agriculture economics. So didn't really use it. I graduated, and then I moved back home for a little bit, and I ended up going to work in the oil field. So my mom, she works for a company there in Houston, and then a girl she worked with, her husband, I think they're married now. They might have been dating at the time, but her husband did a job, worked for Halliburton, and he's like, hey, they're hiring. Would you? I was like, yeah, for sure. I mean, really good money. So I did that for like 3.5 years, always gone, like literally on call. You get home. I remember one day I was out in West Texas. It was a 6-hour drive home. We got done. I was on that job for like a month and a half already. I get home the next day. They call me back out to another rig about, 10 miles from there. I'm like, well, you could have called me
6
yesterday,
hours ago.
but,
Yeah.
just little stuff like that. So, money was good, but it was just not, I guess, fulfilling. You know what I mean?
Not your passion.
No, not at all. But it was, that'll always be there. I've got that experience, so
Right.
it's not like if anything ever were to happen, if I need to fall back on something like that, I'm sure as far
You're
as
not supposed to have a fallback plan.
I know, right? What's your fallback plan? Music, always.
Always.
But I know, right? Maybe that's probably the problem. Maybe I don't need a fallback plan, but yeah. So, I guess fast forward. So the reason I left that job, it was in 2015. The oil field was kind of crashing. People were getting laid off left and right. Luckily, I was already on a rig, and so they're not gonna lay me off while we're in the middle of a job, right? Mm-hmm. So a buddy of mine, he was actually in that band. My buddy Ben, he's like, hey, do you want to apply for this singer-songwriter competition for the Larry Joe Taylor Music Festival? I was like, absolutely. So I did some videos, sent them in, and next thing you know, they're like, hey, you made the cut. You're one of 15 people, 20 people out of hundreds that entered. Congratulations.
Dang.
You got to play on this day at this time. So I told, my boss, I was like, hey, I've got this thing coming up, plenty of time in advance. And
Right.
he's like, all right, we'll see what we can do. Well, the day comes, I'm like, all right, I got to go. I got to pack up, leave. And I call my coordinators, what they're called or whatever. And he's like, man, I can't let you go. I was like, I mean, you've known about this for a long time. He's like, well, you're going to have to make a decision. I'd been up all night. I worked 6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Dang.
I'm laying in my little bed, my little trailer house, all bunked up, and just, I've got all this adrenaline because this is like like a defining moment in my life. I think you've got like 6 or 7 or something is what they say, like defining moments that, kind of create big things in your life. But I'd been laying there and like, I said, forget it. I got to go. So I called him up. I was like, man, I got to leave. I got to do this. This is something huge. And he's like, well, all right, we'll go ahead and pack your stuff. Leave the location. I'm like, all right. So
dang.
I like no sleep, working 12 hours, like through the night. I pack my truck up and just
Got out of
drive home. I'm out in West Texas, in the middle of nowhere. And I'm just full of adrenaline right now. And I remember just driving through on I-10 just like, did I really just quit my freaking job that I've been doing for 3.5 years to go sing in the singer-songwriting competition and not know what's up? And I'm like, screw it, let's do it. So, I mean, ever since then, it was one of those things, and I haven't looked back since. I mean, life's just too short. You got to do what you hear that all the time, but it's so
you
true.
actually do it, yeah.
Yeah, and so I went home, and I kind of had some money saved up, and I lived off that for a little bit, and 8 months later, moved up here to Nashville. So.
And like, what was the move to Nashville like? Like, what year did you get here?
So I got here December 1st of 2015. So,
Okay. Ooh, December. Weird month to get here.
Yeah, right. I know. So, but yeah, so I remember I sold my truck. I had like a really nice F-250, fully loaded. I could afford it at the time, and I sold it to my uncle, and I went and bought me a little Subaru. Don't tell anybody that, but edit that part out. But, yeah, so I had a buddy up here. He's from Bastrop too.
Oh, dang.
And he's like, dude, he's in the music industry as well. But he's like, man, you need to come up here to Nashville. Like, this is where it's at. The industry's up here. Everybody's up here. And I was like, it didn't take long. Usually when I make my mind up, I do it. I don't think twice. Sometimes maybe I don't weigh out the pros and cons. But, yeah, so I packed all my stuff up and literally everything I owned in a U-Haul. And I hooked it up. I went and bought like a little hitch for my Subaru, hooked it up. I don't know how I made it all the way up here. And
it's a long drive.
Yeah, I drove all day. It was like...
It's a long drive. It's like 13, 14 hours,
yeah, it's like
I think.
after, rest and everything, it's about 14 hours.
Yeah.
Mind you, I'm pulling everything I own in this U-Haul. And I remember I got an hour from Nashville, and I had a blowout on my U-Haul trailer.
No.
It was pouring down rain
on
I-40, and there are nothing but semis rolling up and down. I'm like, this is insane. What is going on right now? So I pulled over, got off the road as much as I could. I went and sat in my car, and I remember it just raining, and this semi got like probably a foot from my door, and I'm like, nope, getting out of here. So I'm just out here standing in the rain waiting for the U-Haul guy to come. Well, he gets here. He brings the wrong spare tire.
Oh, no.
So he's got to go back and get another spare tire, and I'm just like, this is great. So I ended up getting in at like 2 or 3 in the morning and crashed on a buddy's floor that night, literally, and then that day we moved into our house here here in East Nashville. But so I just I didn't other than that one connection of my roommate being from Texas, I didn't really know anybody here.
Yeah.
And you just kind of meet people and you go out to these writers rounds and you play and then they like your stuff and like, hey, I'd love to write sometime, and it kind of just
goes from there.
Yeah. So
what are some of your favorite spots to go?
All right, let's see. As far as playing music or
just to hang out.
Hang out.
I don't know if I've ever seen you out. And I don't want to say I go out a lot, but like I frequent the same spots a lot.
I'll tell you this, when I first moved here, so I didn't have a job. Okay. So I just did Uber, right? Because a lot of us musicians do Uber. It's just real simple to do. But Losers was like the spot, and that's changed so much down there in 3 years. It's insane.
It has. It's crazy.
But, so I remember I'd turn my app off, and I'd go hang out in Losers for a little bit or whatever, and so I hang out in Midtown a lot.
I do
it's
too.
Kind of Losers, and then it's kind of weird how it's evolved to like now it's Red Door
all the time.
It's Red Door.
Red Door is a dangerous place.
Oh my god!
I just got off the flu last week, and then I had some people in town from Texas.
Me too.
And Wednesday night I went and saw them play, but I went out in like sweatpants. I still felt like crap, so I was like, no, I gotta go home. I gotta get rest. Like I have a big weekend. So then Friday night I'm like, all right, I gotta be a decent hang tonight.
Sure.
Like I had to at least like go out. Close down Red Door Thursday night. Close down Red Door Friday night.
2 nights in a row.
That's dangerous. My Friday night was pretty tame.
Wow.
Like it wasn't like a crazy.
Sure.
But I felt like everyone was there. I'm like, what? I gotta go home. It's 3 a.m.
Yeah. So, I turned 31 this year. Last year on my 30th birthday, I had a good friend of mine. She's a songwriter here too. She rented out a boat for me, and we went on Percy Priest. And I thought I was being pretty good. We started early in the morning drinking all day.
Yeah.
Well, I had some cousins in town. They came to celebrate, and we went to Red Door that night. I was like, we're going to Red Door.
Done.
So by the time I get to Red Door, I'm like a zombie.
You're probably dehydrated from eating the sun all day.
Well, that and yeah. So, and I didn't really eat dinner because I'm stupid sometimes, and I do that. You don't want to eat.
That happens. You get excited and you're just drinking.
Yeah, and I paced myself. I didn't black out or anything at the birthday party like you thought. Most people would do, but I got kicked out of Red Door on my birthday.
Oh no!
If you get kicked out of Red Door,
I've been kicked out once. But that's bad if you get kicked out of Red Door.
Yeah. Well, and it was. I didn't start any. I was just obviously in no shape to be out and about.
Oh
and
no.
So I was like, well, y'all, I gotta go, but y'all stay here and party. So of course they stayed and partied, and I just got an Uber and went home. But
yeah, I'm out.
I was like, just way too far gone. And you know how they make them drinks in there. It's like
I can't. I try to stick to only beer.
Yeah.
Thursday night I did some shots. There, I'm like, and I looked at the people. I was like, this is where it all goes downhill. Like I know this.
Yeah. And I'm
just telling everyone around me.
I'm one of those people. It's really hard to just go out and have one. Like
same.
I want
to. Like
I
told Ro- we were texting the other day about Thursday night, and she came out with me, and she's like, I'm gonna drive. I'm like, I Uber, and she's like, what? Are we getting crazy? I'm like, I just get carried away with a good time.
Oh my God.
Like
it's insane.
Something I'm just excited, and then I'm like, yeah.
She knows. Yeah. So you got to be careful there if you're in Nashville and you go to Red Door.
No mixed drinks.
Yeah. Well, they make them right. They make them how they should, and
I don't know
you
if that's
definitely
right.
get your money's worth. And I'm like, where's all my money going? And then I go check on my account. And I'm like, oh, Red Door.
The jukebox always gets me there. I get excited and I always like go play.
Go put some quarters in the jukebox.
Like swipe my debit card and I'm like, what did I spend all this money on?
They do have some jams in there though, right?
They do, and I'm like, oh wait, I spent $30 on the jukebox.
Yeah.
And $10 on beer.
Well, and me, like, I'm one of those guys when I'll start buying rounds for people. Yeah. And that's where I get in trouble.
That's the problem.
Gosh, what did I do? You know?
That's dangerous.
I'm not going to call them the next day. Hey, you want to Venmo me a little bit for last night? I
accidentally bought everyone rounds.
Yeah, but I'm surprised I hadn't seen you there before.
I know.
I haven't gone out. Honestly, the last couple months I've been kind of laying low.
This was
been traveling a lot. And
like last week was my first week like that. I felt like I went out and saw people again. I
Yeah.
feel like, and everyone's like, "Where have you been?" I'm like, "I'm just laying low."
Mhm.
I was December. Let's talk about the rodeo.
Yeah.
Do you go every year?
That was my second time. I didn't go last year.
Okay.
I went the previous year.
I went the last two. I meet all my I call them my cowgirl friends.
Yeah.
It's so funny because I go and I work for a jean company. So I'll go down.
Which one?
Rock and roll denim.
Okay.
So I'll go
I
down
had
and
some of those jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, rock and roll. You like stretchy jeans?
Yeah,
You
well,
like
they're-
rock. You like rock and roll. That's my sales pitch.
Yeah, I do.
It's-
And I like,
it's
stretchy
terrible.
pants. No. That's great.
Well, I worked at I worked at like the Boot Barn stand last year,
Oh, nice.
and it was just men's jeans, and like
Right.
I was right in front of Wrangler, so I made a lot of Wrangler, like, which was cool. I met all like the Wrangler like
The
CFO,
reps and stuff. Yeah.
and like people from there, and they were awesome. But no one wanted my rock and roll jeans, so I would literally walk by, like someone walk by, like, "Sir, you like rock and roll?"
Oh, gosh.
I like kick my lip. You like stretching your jeans?
My
And he was
rock and roll
like,
jeans are
"No."
like more baggy. I don't know if they're
Well, you need
kind
the
of like
slim
that
fit.
way.
You need the
Yeah.
revolver slim. Probably
Yeah.
got like the Tough Cooper performance.
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't worn them in a while. I still got a pair hanging up there.
I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, but I go work, and all these girls that I work with were like college rodeo girls, or like they still do it, and like it's so funny because honestly, like the rodeo world to me wasn't like 2 years ago was my first time there.
Sure.
I'd never been to a rodeo
Ever?
ever. I mean, it's not a thing in
What?
Illinois. And then like last year I went, and all these girls. It's cool because so much music is there. So like
Absolutely.
I went more for like the fact that like a lot of Nashville music and a lot of Texas music
Mhm.
is there, and it's just a cool experience.
Right.
But all these girls like they think that's cool, but I think like what they do in like their world's so cool.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like a cool like collab of it.
Absolutely.
But I did go to my first rodeo this year while I was there.
You're
I went
like,
one night.
You were literally like, this is my first
I
rodeo.
was like, this is it.
Wow.
Rock and roll felt bad. They're like, wait, you've never been? I'm like, no. So they actually got me tickets.
I guess it's growing up in Texas. I mean, rodeo is like
Everything.
religion. You know, it's like a thing up there, and you
Yeah.
know. So I guess hearing you've never been to a rodeo.
Never been.
I remember one rodeo I went to in Austin. Are you familiar with like a calf scramble? It's like where they let all these. They do it at the Houston Rodeo, Austin Rodeo, Fort Worth. You know, all the big shows. Basically, there's like 20 kids, 30 kids
Okay.
maybe, and they line up in the arena across this like little chalk line, and they release about half like calves, like 200-pound, 150, 200-pound calves, 300 pounds probably. And you got to run, catch these calves, put a halter on them, and drag them across into the middle of the arena.
I want to
Yeah.
see this.
So there's a video around. My cousin actually bought. It's a VHS. It's probably
Is
laying
it
around
you?
somewhere. Yes.
Did
So
you
you could
win?
buy the video. Yeah, actually, this was in Houston. I caught and so basically, you catch the calf, and then you get money to go purchase an animal to show the next year. So I went and bought a Hereford out of Oklahoma, and I caught there, and I remember caught in Austin, and I got I got the first one across, so I got like a $100 gift card to Salt Lick or something, the steakhouse. We never used it, by the way, Mom.
Still sitting around.
Yeah, it's probably expired by now. But yeah, so the calf scramble. But I remember when I was younger, we were at this like bull riding thing, and then they got all the little kids. They said, "Y'all come out," and they released a bunch of chickens. And I remember I caught this rooster or whatever, and I got like a T-shirt for it and everything. I was like, I was born to catch
Oh my
livestock,
gosh.
I guess.
Never
but-
wanted to go into the rodeo.
You know what? Yeah. Well, so like my stepdad rodeoed
Mm-hmm.
when he was, younger. He rode broncs and stuff. I think he rode bulls too. But so he kind of got, and then I've got some older brothers too. My oldest brother Lance, he ropes and stuff and does things like that. But so I got kind of involved with a little bit of rodeo. I never took off with it like he did. But I mean, I've got uncles, like 2 of them have roping arenas back home in Texas, and I remember I used to work the chutes, the steers, like we'd round them up and get them ready for the next go round or whatever. And so yeah, it's kind of been around that,
Yeah.
growing up. So, but I remember we had a bucking barrel on the hill on top of my house. When you turned in the driveway, there was like these 4 oak trees, and my stepdad put up this bucking barrel. And I'm surprised how we did not break our necks on that thing. During the summers, we'd
Yeah.
have friends come over, and we were fearless.
Like, would you do it
pull
now?
that-
Like, would you be scared now? Probably.
Well, the thing was, like, looking back, it was like an old metal trash can, and the bottom had rusted out, and like on the front there was like a sharded metal. Like, so if you went over, you could have cut your neck on that thing. Like, Very easily. So I remember I wanted to be a bullfighter though. So I would like
That was my next question.
Yeah. So like we had these like roping dummies, like these little black steer heads you can stick in a bale of hay. And I remember we put that at the front of the barrel to make it look like a bull or whatever. And I remember going up on that hill sometimes, and I'd be by myself, and I'd act like I was fighting the bull or something. Just, I mean, it's ridiculous looking back now, but
hey,
yeah,
could have been turned into
so
something.
I think if I would have done anything, I probably would have been a bullfighter or kind of a rodeo con or something like that.
Okay,
So,
man, those guys are like rodeo famous.
Oh my God, the BFO.
Yeah,
and Bullfighters Only.
Yep.
Did you go to that?
No, but one of the girls used to date one of the guys.
Uh-oh.
That's how I heard about it this last trip.
Figures, yeah. I didn't get to go either because I was up there working in Vegas the whole time.
Okay,
so
Cowboy Christmas.
I was up there, yeah.
Were you in the convention center?
I was.
Me too.
I was working for a guy. His name's Clint Orms. He's a silversmith out of Texas. I work here at Lucchese Boots here in Nashville as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we sell his buckles, and I became friends with Clint about 2 years ago down in Texas. But so I went up there and worked for him, and so I was kind of doing that the whole time. Didn't, at night you had kind of free time to go do whatever, but you had to be up really early the next day. And,
Yeah, we had to be camera ready at 8
Yeah,
a.m.
oh, camera
Like,
ready.
I
In
did
Vegas.
get crazy at the Cody Johnson concert there
Uh-oh.
too on accident.
On accident.
Oh, it was bad. It wasn't. Okay.
You knew what was gonna happen.
It was the night I went to the rodeo too, so it was just like it was the one night out. Other than that, I stayed in my room most nights.
Yeah,
because
smart.
I just feel like I'm responsible.
Sure.
I didn't want to go every single
Well,
night.
and it's one of those things like for me, I'm like, all right, I'm up here to do a job. I don't want to be hungover the next day. Although it was probably 1 or 2 days I was there for 8 days.
There was like one day.
But I showed up. That's the main point, and right. So you got to
there.
show up, and so it's like you kind of you need to be responsible. And I was like, Vegas. I mean, this happens once a year. Show up, be responsible, do your thing, get your job done.
Right.
So I was really proud of myself because I had a lot of friends up there, and they were all asking me to come out. I was like,
nope.
No, I can't do it.
Nope. I know.
So,
I had to respond, like, they pair us up with, like, a girl, like, and we like room with them. And my roommate was responsible. And last year I had a really awesome roommate, and she was super responsible, too. So it helps when you have someone that's not younger. Like, some of the girls were, like, 21. They're like, we gotta go every night. And, like, me and the girl I roomed with were
for
like,
2 weeks.
I'm like, let's just stay in and, like, eat popcorn
Absolutely.
and watch some Hallmark movies.
Yeah, right?
Like, let's just be lame, which is nice. But, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Vegas is a different, and it's weird. Like I don't feel like maybe I partied like really hard one night there, but just the, being out in the desert and the dry air, it takes it out of you.
And the smoke and like.
Yeah. I mean, it was fun though. I mean, I got to go see George Strait 2 nights in a row.
I
so
saw
that was
George
pretty
Strait
cool.
one night.
Did you? First show or the second
first show?
All right, me too.
So we bought like nosebleed tickets.
Oh wow.
And
you're gonna hate me when I tell you where I was at.
Well, hold on. We bought nosebleed tickets, and I looked at the girl. She bought one with me, and we were sitting there, and like I felt like I was in tumble down. Like it was that high up.
Wow. Yeah.
I looked at her, and Ashley McBride got done playing, and I was like, "Hey," I've worked enough of these events. I was like, "I bet you we can change seats." And she's like, "What?" And I'm like, "You just gotta walk with confidence and act like you belong."
Yeah, like you know what you're doing.
She's like, "Okay." I'm like, "Are you down?" And she's like, "Okay, I'm down." I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "Just follow my lead." So we go down. We were gonna try like the 100 level, and then like by the time we got down there, those seats were all filled up because it was technically sold out.
Right.
So then we kept walking around the arena, and we come to these elevators, and the guy's like, "Hey, are you guys going to the floor?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we're going to the floor." Like, of course we are. So he brings us down to the floor, and he's like, "Here you go."
Oh my goodness.
And then just opens up the door, and we had 2 friends on the floor.
Yeah.
But I was like panicked. I'm like, shoot, now we got to find some seats because if we are just walking around on the floor, we're definitely getting removed. Right. And we did bump into a security guard, and he's like, "Hey, are you guys looking for your seats?" And we're like, "Oh, we just went to the bathroom. We're heading back to them." He's like, "Where are they?" And I was like,
Uh-oh.
I was like, section E.
You just made that up?
Yeah, and we did find, there was like a whole row of empty seats, and we just
in
sat
section
there.
E?
Yeah. No, it was in section E.
Shut
and then
up.
there was the 2 girls that we knew were like 2 rows in front of us. And they turned around and were like,
wow.
What the heck?
How did that work? Wow.
Because, so we ended up being on the floor, which was awesome.
That is so cool.
But
that worked out really well.
It was a little risky. Then I felt like I couldn't go to the bathroom. Like we couldn't get another beer.
Because you're in. You're like, if you leave, you may not be able to get back in.
Right.
Yeah.
We both did go out once. We're like, we'll just leave everything inside so they can't be like, show us your ticket.
Right.
But I mean, it worked. I don't know if we get that lucky another time.
That's awesome.
But yeah.
So y'all were sitting down on the floor. That's so cool.
Section E.
Section E, yeah. So that's that's a really cool story. I don't know if mine's as cool, but so the guy I work with, he knows some people, and we happened to go. I kind of knew I was with some people, like some, pretty legit people. So I'm like, we're walking over there, and the guy was like, yeah, this guy Joe, he used to play for Merle Haggard all the time and stuff. So I kind of know who I'm with a little bit, but not really that well.
Sometimes nice to kind of not know.
Right. So we got like the VIP treatment. We're in the back, like, drinking. He's got the Coda Go and all the, I didn't get to meet George or anything, but hung out with the band and, his tour manager and all that. And so he's like, I think I'm going to hang out on the bus for a little bit, this guy. So he's like, yeah, I just thought maybe he's hanging out, whatever. And so we go get our seats. They're pretty good. They're, I don't know, maybe 8-9 rows up.
Yeah.
From the stage. And we're sitting there, and all of a sudden the guy that we were walking over to with, he walks up on stage and starts playing with George Strait. I'm like,
what?
Wait a minute.
He's the man?
Yeah. Did I know that? Am I just not paying attention? Is there too much stuff going around? Am I just like
what?
Yeah. So I'm like, wow, that's freaking awesome.
Was it the same show both nights, or
it was the same show both nights? Yeah. So the next night, I wasn't going to go again, but Clint got invited, and he's like, you want to go to George Strait? I'm like, 2 nights in a row? Yeah, absolutely. So I got there. It was the same show. Well, I had some friends in town that were actually from Bastrop, and she bought her parents like this VIP thing, and they had an extra wristband. Okay. So I watched the show with Clint and all, the people we were with, and then she's like, come hang out with us in the VIP area. I was like, I was gonna go home and be responsible,
dang it.
But Clint was like, "Go, your friends are here." Yeah,
out.
I'm like, obviously I got convinced to go hang out, so I went and did kind of the 2 nights in a row situation. But I mean, it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
it was awesome. Cool. So
I was upset because last year I didn't go see George Strait, and I wanted to, and we got there, and the tickets were over $300 the night of. So this year I was like, when I found out I was going, I'm like, I'm just gonna buy one ticket, like whether someone wants to go with me or not, I'm gonna buy one ticket, and I'm gonna go to George Strait.
Absolutely.
And luckily, one of the girls came back from last year, and she's like, I'll go with you. I'm like, cool, let's go.
Yeah. It was a great show. I mean, this is a confession. It's the first time I'd seen George Strait.
Me too.
Growing up in Texas, though.
That's crazy.
The king. I mean.
You've never seen him.
I know more George Strait songs probably than any other artist out there.
Yeah.
Which is probably not surprising to a lot of people, but, I mean, even though it was the same show 2 nights in a row, it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was a great show.
He pulled out some of the old Pure Country.
Yeah.
Pure Country
I've never
stuff.
seen Pure Country, the full movie.
God.
I've seen bits and pieces, but it's been my goal for like the last 3 months to sit down and watch the whole thing.
This is what you got to do when you're in Texas.
And I haven't.
We gotta
go watch Pure Country.
We're gonna go to Whataburger, get number 5 with jalapenos.
We're gonna go back to the hotel room
and watch 8 Seconds or Pure Country. 8 Seconds too. You've seen that one?
No, I haven't.
Oh my.
Okay, I gotta watch.
Then you're gonna watch 8 Seconds after that.
I just started reading. I'm trying to read more books this year. I haven't read a book in a few years. I started reading Lonesome Dove series.
Oh yeah.
So I'm on the first book still, not too far in.
Absolutely.
It's hard for me to read.
Yeah.
Or find time and like actually sit down and read, but it's great. And like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just want to get to Lonesome Dove actually, but there's like 2 books before it.
Yeah. It's a very long. I mean, obviously you've got the book. It's huge. It's really thick.
I mean, this is the first one.
I guess you haven't seen the movie either.
No.
It's like a 6-hour movie.
There's
serious? like 4 different parts to it. It's pretty crazy.
Well, I'm on the first book, so we'll try to get through that.
Yeah.
Like maybe
take baby steps. Absolutely.
In March should be my goal. I don't know. I read like 1 chapter a night, but I'm like falling asleep. I'm like, oh no.
I became there's this app. It's called Audible.
Okay, and it reads to you out loud?
Yeah, it's like audio book. I'm listening to one right now.
Are you? Do you like it?
Great. I love it.
I mean, like, I love podcasting, listening to things like that. I don't know if I could get into a book, though.
Well, for me, I'll listen to it driving to and from work. I'll listen to it when I fly. I listen to a lot of podcasts, too, when I fly, too. So I download them, and then I'll listen to it. But I love it. It's great. Like, sometimes you kind of... You find yourself like dozing off and not paying attention, but you can do that when you're reading too. Like,
true,
you could be reading the words and your mind is completely somewhere else.
Not there, yeah.
But I love it. I mean, this is my first book. I'm kind of gonna finish through, but it's great.
Okay, maybe I'll give that a shot. I do like the I'm like a big like physical like paper.
Sure.
And, like
I
don't know.
It's probably better for you. Probably get more out of it reading than listening to it. But I mean, I'm still retaining the information.
You still get the experience of the story.
Absolutely. So.
Oh man. Okay. Speaking of stories, do you want to tell us a story about one of your songs and then play it?
Sure. Absolutely. Do you want to do slow or upbeat? I mean, I could do.
Ooh man, I'm a sucker for a slow song.
Sure.
But I like both. So whatever you want to throw my way.
Let me think here. I mean, I could tell you. I mean, I got two in mind here, but both of the stories are really cool. But let me see here. Fast or slow, you tell me. Just
I don't care.
Either one.
I will say that, well, I don't care. I like both.
Okay.
What are you feeling? You can tell me both stories. We
all
got
right.
time.
All right, cool. So I'll tell you this first story here. I was still driving for Uber, and I had a really big write. This is on a Sunday. Well, the next day I had this really big write with two guys, Roger Brown, who's also a fellow Texan, and Byron Hill, who's got multiple hits and stuff. So I was like, all right. Got a big write tomorrow, whatever. So I'm here in East Nashville driving around, and I picked this guy up. He's like covered in tattoos and just like he's got two like really hot blonde chicks with him, and like his buddy's like got all these like black fingernails and all this stuff. So I'm driving him to the lake, out to the Old Hickory Lake, and I was like, man, I wish I could do what y'all were doing. Go. You know, he was real cool. He's like, dude, quit your job, come hang out on a yacht with us. I'm like, oh my gosh, for real?
Did you?
So I'm driving. I was like, man, I wish I could, but I got some stuff to do, and I got to be responsible. So we get to the lake. I drop him off, and I was like, man, y'all have fun, man. Wish I could join y'all. He's like, come on, throw your keys in your car. Let's come hang out, man. And I was like, man, I can't. I got some really big stuff to do tomorrow. So fast forward to like 2 weeks later, I'm having dinner with this girl, and I'm telling her this story. And she's like, wait a minute. She pulls her phone out, and she shows me, was this the guy? I'm like, yes. Holy crap, what the heck? So it turns out, I don't know if you listen to rap at all, but it was this guy, his name's Yellow Wolf. But
okay, yeah.
He's like kind of big.
And he owns a tattoo shop here too.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So it was him. I didn't know who the guy was at all.
I wouldn't know if I saw him. This was
like almost 3 years ago. Yeah, so, and then she's like, yeah, look who else was on this yacht. She flips over, it was Kid Rock. I'm like,
hey, dang it.
Are you kidding me right now? I mean, what the heck? You know, so I'm like but I went in the following day and we wrote this really cool song. I ended up cutting it last year, and it turned out to be really good song. So I don't regret it. Who knows if I'd have gone on there, what would have happened if I'd have made it, you know. So it was a good choice, I think, not to go.
Responsible choice.
Absolutely.
Do you want to play the song?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
What's the song?
It's called I Love It When She Whines.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right.
Cool. Let me grab my guitar.
Okay.
All right. I don't know if this thing's tuned up or not.
Oh, no.
Probably should have had it ready. Close enough.
Good enough.
This thing has been sitting in my guitar case for like 2 weeks. Hadn't pulled it out.
Dang.
I was at a wedding down in Austin, and I got back.
Ooh. I went to a wedding in Austin.
Did you?
I did.
Where was it at?
It was at Bar Mansion.
Bar Mansion. I don't know where that's at. Sounds like a mansion in a bar.
It's a fancy little place.
All right, cool. You want me to play the whole thing?
Whatever you want. You tell me.
All right, cool. I'll just start playing. We'll see how it's called. It's called I Love It When She Whines. Is this microphone good? Where it's
I think
at?
you're good, yeah.
Most people hate it when somebody whines. It gets a little old when you hear it all the time. Nobody likes it when people complain, especially when it's someone you're around every day. But she's kinda different, she makes it sound good. I hear it in her voice and it's completely understood. And I don't try to stop her, I don't even ask. When she pops a cork and pours herself a glass, Merlot gets her dancing, Zen makes her laugh, Cabernet gets her in the mood for being bad, Rosé makes her crazy, but I don't really mind. I like her when she's happy, but I love it when she whines. She's not a big drinker, but every now and then the wine does the talking and I take it all in. She goes on and on like a Napa Valley vine. Oh, I'm a good listener and I love it when she whines. Merlot gets her dancing, Zen makes her laugh, Cabernet gets her in the mood for being bad, Rosé makes her crazy, but I don't really mind. I like her when she's happy, but I love it when she whines. Well, any little thing she wants, I'll drink to that. Merlot gets her dancing, Zen makes her laugh, Cabernet gets her in the mood for being bad, Rosé makes her crazy, but I don't really mind. I like her when she's happy, but I love it when she whines. Yeah, I like her when she's happy, but I love it when she whines.
Woo!
Yee.
All right, what's your favorite kind of wine?
Oh, you know
Do
what?
you drink a lot of wine?
Not a whole lot. We'll like make homemade wine back home. Sweet stuff, bad hangover.
Ooh.
And then I like a red, like a cab, you know?
Drink a lot of cab. Me and my
Cab's
sister,
good.
we live together. We drink a lot of wine.
Yeah, I'm sure. I can imagine you'll have like wine night or something.
Yep, almost every night.
Watch The Bachelorette.
It's bad. We do.
Yeah.
Do you watch that show?
I got forced to watch it the other night with my roommates.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't watch it. I mean, not willingly, but I mean,
You get sucked in. I mean, I don't like follow it, but one of my roommates, she's obsessed, and she's like, "Oh my gosh," screaming the whole time. And I was like, "KB, calm down."
I can imagine how y'all like root for certain girls. Like, oh, I want
this
Priscilla
girl.
to win or whoever.
my
I don't know what her name is, but yeah.
There's some drama about to go down tonight.
Is there really?
Yeah, Chase Rice is going on. They have him sing, and he used to date one of the girls, and it's her one-on-one.
Uh-oh.
It's gonna get crazy.
Dang. I saw, what was it, episode they were at some country bar or something.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know.
It's all about, it is very country based. They always have country artists on. He was like taking the girl line dancing.
Yeah.
He said he is a big line dancer.
I saw that. I'm like, we don't line dance in Texas. We two-step. But
Well, I was like, I don't know if anyone's ever been like, I'm a big line dancer.
yeah, right?
Like, nah, are you?
Yeah, that's when I got here, I was like, man, there's nowhere to dance around here. I mean,
There
everyone line
isn't.
dances and stuff. There's Honky Tonk Tuesday over here at the
I need to
Legion.
go to that. I've
You've
never been. I've never
been.
been.
It's pretty cool.
Everyone tells me to go, but I will say, like, going down to Texas and like just like seeing that it's a different experience.
Yeah.
You go to a show in Texas, like, and like sometimes like, they're not singing, they're like yelling or singing along, but everyone's dancing.
Yes.
And it's so cool. I went to Cowboys in San Antonio.
Oh yeah.
And
I was there for New Year's Eve a couple years
Were
ago. John Party show was pretty awesome. Yeah.
yeah, I went and saw Tristan Merez and John
Yeah.
Wolf played.
Yeah.
And it was a really good show, and everyone was just dancing. And I'm like, I like looking around, I'm like, this is cool. Like, I
That's-
didn't grow up around it, but like, I appreciate it.
Now, I guess Cowboys, because like you usually have your line of people that are up stage watching.
Well,
you know,
yeah, you
and
have
then
that.
you've got everybody else in the back dancing.
Yep, that's how it
two-stepping.
was.
Yeah, so
I'm like,
I mean,
I appreciate that.
I grew up two-stepping, literally my mom in the kitchen floor,
Yeah.
teaching me how to do it, and then you grow up going to these little local dances and spring festivals, and they'll have the band, and we'll just two-step all night.
Yeah.
So
I keep bugging like the listening room and like bus call and stuff. I'm like, y'all, let me take over and do a Texas night.
absolutely.
Everyone's like, Jenna, and I'm like, for real, it will work.
No,
Just
sure.
let me do an entire night of Texas.
Well, and I don't know if you're familiar with Porchlight at all, but they do something that used to be at the Distillery, but now it's at Dogwood, but they do it on Tuesday nights, and I think it's some kind of. I think they changed it to some kind of Texas-based
a few
thing.
years ago, there used to be one at Soulshine. I don't know if it was the same people.
Yeah, maybe, probably different people,
I don't know, but they did like a Texas thing.
Yeah, but well, if you do it, let me know. I'd love to play it.
I'm
Absolutely.
trying to get that in soon.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, "Are you sure? Like, you don't have Texas people?" I'm like, "I think I do."
Yeah, right.
I think I can find them.
Know a few of them.
Got a few in town that I know.
Absolutely. That's a good thing. Always a lot of those guys that play in Texas, they'll come up here and they'll write and they'll get produced and they'll record. So it's cool to have friends that are playing down there on that scene.
Yeah.
Come up and write with them and stuff. So
now, are you ever going down there and playing?
So
is that a goal? Is that something you're trying to do?
I definitely want to get down there more this year, and just my problem is right now I need to start booking and calling some places, some of the old spots, and I'm just kind of trying to figure that out because I'm kind of represent myself. I'm doing kind of all the work, which is fine. It just never hurts to have a little help doing something like that. But yeah, I definitely want to get down there and play more. That's a huge goal of mine this year.
Yeah.
I mean, because I've been up here I've been up here 4 years now, which in the grand scheme of things, it's not that long. I feel like my feet are just getting wet. So.
Right, but you don't want to also lose that like fan base you kind of already built up.
Absolutely.
And that like built-in crowd you might have there.
And that's the thing.
And it'll grow and spread from there.
Yeah.
Like Texas fans are pretty loyal.
Yeah. Oh,
They're
you're telling me.
Loyal.
I know. Like I've got a couple shows down there this summer, and we always have a really good turnout and stuff. So I'm very thankful for that. And
what are some of your bucket list venues you want to play in Texas or that you have played?
Obviously, Billy Bob's. I want to play there. Flores Country Store would be pretty cool. Green Hall. Yeah, I haven't played Green Hall. Those are some that come off the top of my head.
I think those are pretty much the top three.
The big
staples.
ones. Yeah. I mean, I did the Austin Rodeo a couple years ago on the outdoor stage. That was pretty cool.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a couple places in Houston. What's that? The Redneck Yacht Club, I think, or something like that.
I don't know.
Be pretty cool to play there.
Armadillo Palace.
Yeah, Armadillo Palace. I used to live in Houston, and
really?
I used to go there. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I know. Since I work with a lot of Texas artists, all I do is like, I went down there for the first time, and I did go to Flores this summer, and then I went to Brewster Street in Corpus.
Oh yeah.
And like, I communicate with them. I have to like literally pull up a Texas map most and be like, okay, where is this show on the map?
Absolutely.
Like, okay, I don't really know what I'm getting into, where it's at in Texas.
Yeah.
But I've learned a lot.
I'm sure.
Last year, too.
What do you think of Texas? You like Texas?
I love Texas.
It's pretty good.
I love Texas.
It's definitely hard to beat for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's my goal. Like I want to get out this year and play a lot. A lot of music. Just because I haven't been doing it as much as I moved up here. And balancing work and music is not easy. And I'm just keep telling myself, just do it. Just quit your job and do it. And it's like easier said than done, right? But I mean, living up here is a different animal. Whereas if I was down in Texas, touring the whole time, it'd be different. Where all those guys come up here and they kind of balance it out. Where I don't know. I mean, I don't know, for whatever reason, I always, something says stay up here in Nashville. I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah.
I got prey on it or something, and it never fails. Like just stay here,
stay here.
But I want to go back, and I don't know what it's going to lead to, right? Whether it's a writer or a singer songwriter, performer. I mean, I love to play out and perform, but I'm always writing too. So, we'll just see where it goes. I mean, I don't know. It's just kind of. I'm very go with the flow.
Right.
I've never
keep going with
forced.
the flow.
I swear, I've never forced any situation. Like if something pops up, and I'll say yes to it, and we'll just see what happens. I mean, that's how I got here. Yeah. So. It's pretty cool. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. The circles keep getting smaller and smaller, and the world just keeps getting smaller. But it's pretty cool. I mean, a lot of great people here in Nashville, and I've met a lot of really cool people. And yeah, just gonna keep going with it, see what happens.
Keep doing it. All right, one more song.
We can do it. All right. So we were talking about two-stepping earlier.
Yes.
This is actually a true story. It was a Sunday afternoon, and I met this girl over at Losers, and on the little patio out there, And there's this guy, he's a buddy of mine now, but he was playing just out on the back porch one afternoon. And I asked this girl if she wanted to dance, and she said, yes, absolutely. And a couple days later, I flew home, and I wrote this song called Two Step in Tennessee.
Have you talked to the girl again, or was it just like a random girl?
Yeah. No. Yeah, we talked for a little bit. We're just friends now. I was actually hanging out with, I was helping her out yesterday. Her daughter turned 2 years old.
Aww.
And actually, her birthday's today. And I wrote this song. We originally called it Nobody Two Steps in Tennessee, but on the album or whatever, it's on Spotify. But the original version I'll play you, it's a little bit slower.
Okay. This is actually how I discovered you.
Oh, really?
It was through Spotify. So I'm obsessed with Spotify, like my Discover Weekly.
Oh, wow.
And I think you just came up. And I always listen to that like on a Monday or Tuesday.
Sure.
And I just kind of like put it in the background. And if something catches my attention, I'm like, oh, I like that song.
Awesome.
And like,
so you've heard this?
I have.
Uh-oh. All right. Yeah. So I'll play the slowed down version. I was with some guy that produced this album. Good buddy of mine, Billy McLaren, really great fiddle player. He's like, he's like, what's your favorite song, man? Like to dance to? It's like Neon Moon, man. So we kind of put that Neon Moon feel on the song that's on the track, but the original version is, I'll play it for you right now. It's a little bit slower. So.
Okay.
She said I'm a sucker for a two-step, and I said, girl, come on, take my hand. Mister, can you play us some George Strait? Me and Cinderella wanna dance. Well, I can tell that you're not from around here. You're too good at keeping up with me. Country music is all the rage in Nashville, but nobody two steps in Tennessee. She said, I bet you didn't see that coming. Don't you know, well, I could do this all night. And I said, out of all the girls I've danced with in this town, you're the only one who's got it right. Well, I can tell that you're not from around here. You're too good at keeping up with me. Country music is all the rage in Nashville, but nobody two steps in Tennessee. Next part's a true story. In a smoky midtown bar called Losers, we danced until the soles wore from our boots. And when the night was over, I kissed her. 1-2 back is all I had to do. I can tell that you're not from around here. You're too good at keeping up with me. Country music is all the rage in Nashville, but nobody two steps in Tennessee. Nobody two steps in Tennessee.
Ooh, I like
All
that
right,
version.
you like that?
You got that out anywhere?
Not that one. I could send it to you.
You need a nice like little acoustic
right.
video.
Slow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Slow it down. You know what? I did a little recording on that when I was working with the artist development guy here. It sounds. I really like that part too. We wanted to pick it up a little bit, but I could probably put that version
put
out
like a
there
little acoustic
sometime.
version out.
Absolutely. So
Get a second one. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna wrap it up with off the record confessions.
Okay.
So you
Here we
confess
go.
something weird or embarrassing, or like an embarrassing story or something people
Mm-hmm.
don't know about you.
All right.
I don't know. I usually do it each week, but I feel like I haven't done anything weird or embarrassing lately.
Yeah. I mean, does it
I
have
don't
to
know.
be
Doesn't have to be lately. It could have been like
a long time ago?
yeah.
Okay.
Or anything.
There's so many.
There's so many.
I got one. It's kind of music related.
Okay.
So this was back in 2008, and we were playing in Seguin, Texas. This called Freedom Fiesta, and we were opening up for Stoney LaRue.
Oh,
And,
he's been on the podcast.
Yeah, has he? Awesome. So cool. Really great guy. So after the show, we got to go hang out with him on the bus. And I'm sitting there with my bass player and the guy, Stoney's keyboard player, and there's like a bottle of Jack sitting there, and they start passing it around. It gets to me, and I take a shot. Now I can drink my liquor, right? I can
Can
do
you?
it. Well, from the story, you're not going to think so, but so I took a swig, and it just went down the wrong. It just burnt going down. It was just like one of those, like, this is not going to set well. Well, their bathroom is like right on the other side of the bus. And I don't know if you ever traveled on one of these tour buses or been on them, you're not supposed to go in there other than, number one, whatever. But I just remember I puked in his on his bus like so much from taking that shot. And I was like, man, I didn't say it, like, whatever, I just cleaned it up or whatever. And I, to this day, I don't know if they ever found out, whatever, probably
Yeah,
not,
well,
but cleaning it out, like, what is that?
Like, who did that?
There's some turkey rolling off, but anyway, yeah. So I remember that story. That's something that always stick with me. Like, I felt really bad about it, but yeah, I don't think I was really discreet about it when I went in there. I was like, yeah.
A lot of people didn't know. You probably got away with
Sometimes
that.
that's happened on stage before. Like, someone brought a shot of tequila up, and I remember I just turned around and
You're like,
nope. This ain't going down right. But then you turn around and just keep going. But not to get nasty on you there, but yeah. But and what was the other?
That was it. Just
that was it.
embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like off
So
the record, but it's on the record.
That's on the record.
Man, I don't know. I've confessed a lot of weird things lately. I've told this story. I think I've told it at the rodeo when I got crazy at Cody Johnson.
Yeah.
I was with a girl and her two friends, and we took a picture on this guy's phone, like the four of us. And I was looking at it, and I slipped and fell, and I cracked his phone
Oh my
screen.
goodness.
Like, I don't know how I fell. I just got new boots that day too.
Okay.
And they said it looked like someone just pulled the carpet out from under me, and I just went down.
Sniper.
I didn't remember falling.
Yeah.
But I still feel really bad about that. I broke a boy's phone screen that I didn't know.
Uh-oh.
And I didn't remember doing it until someone told me the next day.
You know what? If you don't remember, it never happened, right?
It never happened.
So,
I don't think he wants to be friends.
No,
but
well,
maybe,
do you still know the guy? I mean, are they
he followed me on
friends with
Instagram the next day. So I think we're
with a cracked phone?
with it. He's like, this
hey,
girl.
She looked different last night. She didn't have those cracks. No. That's hilarious.
But other than that, I feel like I've been laying so low. I haven't done anything
Yeah.
too
It's
embarrassing.
good to lay low every now and then, kind of
It's
regroup
nice.
and charge up.
It was hard coming off like being in Las Vegas and then Christmas and then January.
Yeah.
And getting back in January was really weird. Like,
Yeah.
it was hard for me to I work from home.
Sure.
So it was hard for me to reconcentrate and get in a routine again
Yeah.
after having kind of a whole month of limbo.
Absolutely.
But
It's just kind of a slow time of year too. It's like, it'll pick up here in the spring, but
Yeah.
I'm kind of with traveling and all that. It just kind of wears you out a little bit, and it's good to kind of have a couple weeks off and just kind of regroup. But,
yeah.
Yeah.
Start the year off strong.
Absolutely.
Then I got sick.
Uh-oh. Yeah, me too. I mean,
I was on a high and then all of a sudden I was like, no.
that's exactly what happened to me, but it was worth it, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
All right. Where can everyone follow you?
Yeah.
The music.
You can check me out on Instagram. I'm just
I have your Instagram pulled up right now. Your Instagram looks great.
pretty legit, huh?
You got a cute puppy.
You got
some
my dog.
nice photos.
Yeah, not bad, is it?
It's looking pretty good.
Yeah, I try to keep that thing. I'm on Instagram more than, I do have a Facebook page, it's Logan Tucker Music.
Yeah.
I'm pretty bad about keeping up with that. I'm I do quite a bit on Instagram. You can follow me on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, anywhere
All
music
the
is
things.
sold. But yeah, if you want to go check me out on my Instagram, it's just Logan Tucker. I've got a cowboy hat on, and I
Cowboy hat, some Wranglers.
yeah, gotta
Some
have
nice
the Wranglers.
photos.
Yeah, I got a cool shout out from Wrangler.
I saw
They
that.
hit me up. I was like, hey, can we use this photo?
And
I was
you're
like, please
you
do.
can use all my
And
photos.
send me some of them jeans too.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so social media. I got a Twitter. I don't ever get on there.
Yeah.
I'm not much of a
I'm not a
tweeter.
big Twitter person.
Yeah,
either. I'm
me either.
not that funny.
Yeah.
Or like
Well, not with that attitude, but yeah.
my little sister's really funny on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
And I'll get on there every now and then just to read what she says.
Sure.
And that's about it.
I'm kind of this, like, I'll get on there mostly to look at other people's stuff and
Yeah.
but so yeah, all those cool outlets and stuff. I'm a bad social media person.
Oh.
I mean, like, as far as you got to put yourself out there, right? I don't know. I don't want to say it's lazy. It's just like, I don't know what
Yeah.
it is. Like, I'm kind of one of those people. It's weird, right? Being a performer and an artist. It's like you're saying, hey, look at me. But at the same time, you're like, I don't really care if you know, it's like, you don't
Right.
really care for the attention sometimes.
But like if you don't tell people you're doing
Right.
something, they're never gonna know.
Absolutely.
They'll
So
never
you got to
hear-
kind of be that
gotta-
way.
yeah.
So it's kind of a weird
It's a weird
situation.
thing.
But yeah. So
Awesome. And you
Yeah.
can follow Inside the Noise on Spotify, iTunes, Instagram, Facebook, and hear all the podcasts.
awesome.
All my Texas friends.
Yeah. I'll have to definitely subscribe
Yeah, you have to go back and listen.
for sure. Yeah. I'll send this to all my
All
folks
all
back
your
home
Texas
in Texas.
friends.
Absolutely. I'll spread the word. So
We're bigger in Texas.
everything
And,
is.
and the PBR. We did some PBR Bolt Rider
Oh, wow.
reviews.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably some of the top podcasts to listen to.
I'll have to check that out.
It's interesting
Yeah.
because they have a strong fan base.
Yeah, I follow PBR on Twitter. Or not on Twitter, but on Instagram.
Yeah,
Love it.
yeah.
It's awesome.
It's some of those. I'm gonna call them children. They were like 19.
Oh, yeah. Some young cowboys for sure.
Some
Yeah.
young cowboys.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up.
All right.
All right, stay.
She said I'm a sucker for a two-step. I said, girl, come on, take my hand. Mister, can you play us some George Strait? Me and Cinderella wanna dance. I can tell that you're not from around here. You're too good at keeping up with me. Country music is all the rage in Nashville. Nobody two-steps in Tennessee. She said, I bet you didn't see that coming. Don't you know I could do this all night? I said, out of all the girls I've danced with in this town, you're the only one who's got it right. I can tell you're not from around here. You're too good at keeping up with me. Country music is all the rage in Nashville. But nobody two-steps in Tennessee. In a smoky midtown bar called Losers, we danced until the soles wore from our boots. And when the night was kissed her. 1-2 back is all I had to do. I can tell you're not from around here. You're too good at keeping up with me. Country music is all the rage in Nashville, but nobody two-steps in Tennessee. Nobody two-steps in Tennessee.